We're live. That's it. It's happening. It's going down. I guess I'll do my usual intro. I'm excited. I'm happy. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do right now. Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman. I am being joined today by one of my closest friends and fellow CM Punk fans, Casey Briggs. What's going on, Casey?
Dude, my phone's blowing up about stuff. I'm usually not at a loss for words, but as you know, but holy shit, I'm going to try to find them so we can talk here.
Listen, guys, we're going to get everything going and get it together. Be in the chat. Talk. Let's talk some CM Punk. Let's talk about what we just watched on AEW Rampage. Let's go.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
I don't know. I have no idea where we start, what we do. Me and Casey were talking, and it felt like the show had already started. I'm giving shout-outs to everybody who's in here. I'll try to show love throughout all of this. It's going to be mostly about Punk. My notes tonight weren't great. Why? Because everybody was calling me, asking me, yo, what's going on? What's happening? This is real. This is really happening.
What are you talking about? It's going to be mostly about Punk. Other stuff happened on this show?
This is true. Original Biggie, first one in the chat, showing us some love. What is going on? B-Boy Skyline. We go way back when it comes to pro wrestling. Just yell CM Punk. Ace is going, yeah, everybody. I respect it. Happy CM Punk Day, Mother Punkers. Yes, that is a P. For
love to see it.
They're chanting CM Punk. Thomas Poster yelling he's back. Love the cat, Thomas Poster. Hey, everybody, on this historical day in wrestling. Happy. Positively, E says, bruh, I'm going to keep it PC, but I'm feeling like Nina Simone. That was straight fire. Thank you for keeping it PC. Is it just a black screen for anyone else? You guys can't see me. BJ, let me know what's going on here. Jesus DeLeon has joined us in the chat. BJ said it was on me. Blame BJ. Nighthawk said, hey guys, remember last AEW stream when you were talking about favorite theme song? Well, guess what mine is?
I'm gonna guess that it's Paul White, right?
Well, it's always Paul White. That's gotta always be the answer, right?
Oh man. Yeah, I love
that's always there. Shout out to Derek, wherever he is right now. Malik Gordon said, what's up? Malik Gordon, thank you for joining us, man. If anybody's new, hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel. We do videos all the time talking pro wrestling. I'm trying to get, there's a bunch of people in here. What up, Conrad and Casey? Starting it like AEW on a good note. Appreciate it. Kyron Chase, what's going on? I know you are happy, brother. Kyron, you don't even know, bro. What B-Boy Skyline said, that's what happened with me. Casey, what was your reaction, bro? Like, I gotta know,
bro. So like,
Dio's in the house too. Dio, I haven't seen you in a minute, bro.
So yeah, let's jump into it. You and I had talked. What was it, last night? You and I chatted. Because I caught up on my Dynamite, and we had some different theories about how it was going to play out. And I'll be honest with you, I like that they ripped the Band-Aid off. They just got right to it. I think they knew that this crowd was going to just be chanting for him the entire show. And so they just were like, screw it, we'll just get right to it. And to see the, like, oh man, like I was emotional. Like I was tearing up. Like you have no idea.
This is so funny to see because I know Casey Briggs. Like me and Casey go back to when I bought this shirt, and Casey is never lost for words. Casey is the first one to like cuss you out. He's got his bullet points ready on how he's gonna do it and how it's gonna have. This is the first time I think I've ever seen you like lost for words when it comes to pro wrestling,
bro. Like it's just like. And to see him tearing up at the top of the ramp when he came out and like to see how much it meant to him. You know, like this was clearly a massive moment for him as well, for the man Phil Brooks, and like I was tearing up, man. It got me emotional. Like you have no idea. This is one of my all-time favorite professional wrestlers. I mean, and I mean, you and I gave up. We didn't give up. We just resigned ourselves to, you know, like, because ever since he left, like, what was it, 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, he, like, people have chanted his name. There have been rumors and speculation about him showing up here or there, and they never came to fruition. And so you and I, being massive Punk fans, I think you and I both resigned ourselves to just not getting our hopes up anymore, and just, you know what, let the man be happy. Like if he's happy not wrestling anymore, then good for him. He deserves it. But if it ever does happen, awesome, we'll be here for it. And for it to finally happen after all this time, I cannot express to you how happy I am that he is back in pro wrestling.
Dude, it was absolutely perfect the way they did it. I'm happy. I got to shout out Matt Lopez has come in. The Thomas clan, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I know that's the cliche thing to say. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, Sean, what is going on? Kyra and Sean, Six Pack, shout out to you guys. BJ, man, he said, I knew they had to get him out first, and my God, the pop. Buddy speechless, LOL. Rob said, I definitely cried. Let it go, Rob. I didn't cry. That one fan who cried, though, he did almost get me, man. He was like,
I was tearing up. I'm man enough to admit it.
No, but Casey, tearing up. This man had the tears. They were down.
Oh, I saw that dude with the tears streaming down his face. Like, respect. hey man, no, nothing against that dude.
Man, good stuff. Someone said y'all got the Twitch stream going. It should have been automatic with it. If someone let me know, Jocelyn looks like she's on it right now. So what's going on? Jocelyn said Conrad with the Punk shirt, freaking awesome. Grown men crying. Yes, this was some good stuff, man. Oh, it's Matt Thomas. What's going on, Matt? See, I can't see the little icon, I guess, for you there, but welcome, brother. Welcome. I legit started to cry when Punk was crying. Yeah, man. It was a tearful moment. Casey, how do we dissect this? Where do we go? I mean, we've talked about the tearful moment. Do we get into, we were going to do a video about what happened with WWE, and that's kind of part of what he said on the microphone tonight too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Do you want to kind of get into all that?
Yeah, let's just get it off our chest first
because yeah, you and I have we would bite our tongue for years about this man, because a lot of people would get salty when it comes to Punk. They would get salty, and I think that happened over the years. Some people got jaded by the fact that he left the way he left, that he didn't come back immediately, that he kind of just walked away from the game. And they would talk a lot of shit about the guy. And you and I would bite our tongues. And you know what? I'm done biting my tongue. And yeah, he touched on it a little bit in his promo tonight, in his speech tonight. The man had every right to do what he did and walk away from, am I allowed to say it? WWE. And I don't know. We're talking AEW. He had every right to walk away from WWE. They are a cesspool. They've been a cesspool. Vince McMahon is so out of touch with creative. And if you're an employee somewhere, and that's what you and I have talked about this. We're all employees. We all have jobs, and we all have go through stretches where we hate our boss, where we hate our job, where we feel like we're being disrespected and not valued for the hard work that we're putting in. And he was in a position where he was smart enough and he was able to save up his money to where he was able to finally say, screw y'all, I'm done with this.
Yes, we call it the valuable FU money. It's called FU money. The moment you start making it, you could walk away from any job. That's just what it is. Listen, WWE is a company. When you look at overall what happened with Punk, I saw some people like, oh, here come the shots at WWE as soon as he said them. I'm like, this is a company that violated your HIPAA laws. They violated HIPAA. Their doctor texted information about another patient to someone else, and they got found guilty for it. Like, we have to keep it a stack when it comes to this stuff. That's not right. He had something medically wrong with him, and they told him it was a fatty tissue, and it was something that could have possibly made him very sick, or even, I don't even want to say what, it could have gotten way worse than what it was, is what I'll leave it at. The man was sick. He was sick and tired of pro wrestling. He was doing something he hated, and he knew he was doing it just for the bread at that point. I get it, man. I get it. And when you get put into a bad position like that, he was no longer an employee. And Casey, you know what? I want to get into something else. We all know Triple H shouldn't have beat him in 2011 when he pedigreed him. They kept cutting him off at his legs anytime he got momentum. And then they told him, oh, you can't main event WrestleMania and you're going to lose all the part-timers. And that makes me want to kind of get to the Roman Reigns thing. Please tell me you saw the interview with Ariel Helwani.
I did not yet, no.
Oh, Roman Reigns had a very smart aleck kind of comment when it came to Punk, and maybe it was a little bit in heel character too, because he's usually one of the nicer ones out of the Shield when you see them do their interviews, because you know what I'm saying. They toe the company line, basically. And he had a very strange line, I'll say, where he basically said Punk he was good, but he wasn't that good to be the top guy. And I'm not letting anyone take this spot from me. That's why I think maybe it was partially at work. But when you see this, bro, like
I hope to God that was just him in character, just trying to work it, because CM Punk will wrestle circles around Roman Reigns. And that's no shade at Roman Reigns. I actually like Roman Reigns. I'm not a WWE fan, but Roman Reigns is one of the few good things that has been going on over in that company over the last year or so. And so no shade at him whatsoever. But Punk would wrestle circles around that guy and talk circles around that guy. He'd make Roman Reigns feel like a freaking Neanderthal. What? Missionary? Say what?
Listen, they were comparing him to Cena and Rock, saying he's not them, and 100% he's not them. He doesn't have to be the Rock. He doesn't have to be a big-time movie star at this point. Nope. I get it, but these are different times, too, that we're talking about. John Cena knew this shirt. I could not get this shirt when it came out. I could not get the shirt tonight when it came out. This guy is not, he's nothing. He's not that popular. I don't see anybody else breaking websites when their t-shirts come out like this. When I see source code problems popping up on your t-shirt website, there's a problem, bro.
Yep.
I just couldn't believe some of the comments that I was hearing tonight with it. And Rob just said Nash in the chat. I don't even want to talk about that. When Kevin Nash powerbombed him, and what were you thinking with some of that stuff? It wouldn't shock me. Matt Lopez says if Punk has a deal where he could do ROH shows. Listen, Punk gave great respect to Ring of Honor in his promo tonight. Casey, if you want to
still not working.
Still down?
Yep.
We'll be waiting for these shirts, I have a feeling.
Yep.
Let's wait for that discount code. PWTs, we got to make it happen more often.
Seriously.
But Casey, the promo though, what did you think of what he said tonight?
I thought he spoke from the heart. I love what he said. He came out and he told the people, he's like, listen, I get that you people felt disappointed in some of the decisions I made, but you have to understand all this.
I'm just laughing. I want that Sting money. Realtor Steve's got the bread, bro.
Yeah. But but yeah, I love that he just came out and spoke from the heart, and he was like, "Listen, they took away my love of pro wrestling, and I needed to go get healthy, and you know, and find the joy again."
Yeah, I absolutely thought that it was the right things to say. He speaks from the heart. He feels the way he feels, and I thought it was really well done. Let me see if I have anything. I tried to take notes, but I wanted to feel the moment more so than anything else. I even loved when he was first coming out, the dive into the crowd, the like.
He was eating it up, man. He was eating it up.
Right. He looked like he was like, "Am I going to be able to get over this barricade?"
Freaking Frank the Clown and Brock Lesnar guy. Ugh.
I didn't see Frank the Clown. I must have turned my head, but I did see Brock Lesnar guy.
Punk, he was right next to Brock Lesnar guy. Punk hugged him.
Very, very good, man. I love it, man. That was just a touching moment. Listen, here's another weird thing. So the Cult of Personality hit, bro. I couldn't hear it really. I know. The fans were that loud.
Yeah, same. I was trying to hear. I was like, "Is that the song?" Like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was such a moment. Yeah, I mean, my brother called me, and I was FaceTiming with him, showing him the screen. I was like, "Dude, he understood." My brother doesn't even really watch wrestling anymore, but he understood the magnitude of the moment. He understood what it meant to people like me who understand what a generational talent Punk is.
I think Punk relates to us too, more so on a work note, and I hope nobody who we used to work with is listening. Matt,
I hope they are. Y'all.
I don't give a shit. I mean, I'll keep it a stack. It's weird when you don't feel valued, and you get sick of hearing the "I owe you" ones like CM Punk did. And I just resonated with that so much when I woke up on Thanksgiving. I think I was off that day too, because we had shitty days off back then. And I remember just listening and hearing him tell his story to Colt Cabana on that podcast. And I was like, dude, this was totally like exactly how I felt. Like how it eats away at you every day that you're just going to a place and you're trying to prove something to people who don't believe in you. And you're like, when do I stop doing this? And you get roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And you feel like maybe I'm not supposed to be the guy that's there because I'm not like the rest of them. And then you're just battling them. They want you, but they don't want you. They want your hard work, but they don't want you in the clique. And it just feels so wrong. And I think that's how Punk felt. And I always was able just to resonate with that feeling. And I love people talking about the 502 site is still down. I promise you guys. No, Lara, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. CM Punk finally said he has the passion for wrestling that WWE took away in 2014. Yes, that is a good thing, man. It's great when you have the passion back. So CM Punk's out there, and he's basically talking. He's running through everything. And let me see what we got here. He says that he's got time Wednesdays, Fridays. He's not going anywhere. That's a big deal because a lot of people I heard, he's only going to come back to do part-time. He doesn't have to be there every single week, but I think he signed on for, if you need me, call me. Because remember what he said in that interview. I'm not trying to be the part-time guy that's coming in to take your spot. I'm going to be there full-time, and you're going to work with me. And I like it, man. I really thought that was great.
I mean, it's also nice that AEW only has a handful of pay-per-views throughout the year.
Which helps, I think, in my opinion. It makes me want to order them because
I agree.
In 3 months, it's time.
I agree. The monthly shows are too much.
Free ice cream bars. Yeah, I wish I got some of those damn ice cream bars.
Ice cream bar. Ice cream bar. Ice cream bar. Ice cream bar.
He texted that to me too while that was being said on the show. Punk throws out the challenge. Casey, we look up into the rafters. We see Sting and Darby. I had a feeling. I told you. I had a feeling Darby was the guy because Punk listed a bunch of people he wanted to work with. Darby's name was on there. Another name that just recently came back too, Will Ospreay. I hope he didn't rush to come back to have this opportunity, but it could be there.
The only reason I'm worried about the Darby thing is like you're not going to have Punk lose his first match. after his return, after his long-awaited return. So Darby's gonna eat this one. It looks like,
right? Rob, I don't know what eggplants have to do with that website. Send me a message about that. I don't know what vegetables have to do with this. Eggplants.
Seriously.
Kenta says he wants Punk via Twitter.
Kenta, you know how I feel about Kenta, CJ. I didn't bring him up. Someone else did. Kenta can suck a big fat one.
Whoa, wait.
With his all caps name. Hit the caps lock, you fucking loon. Uncaps it. What is he, a 60-year-old person on Facebook? Jeez.
You said his name like it was in all caps.
I know, because he gets my blood pressure going.
Darby and Punk is going to be nice, Matt Lopez says. Now let me ask this to the chat. Is this a match that will main event? Is this the main event of All Out? I feel like it is at this point.
I feel like you have to make it it's Punk's first match back after, this 7-8 year hiatus. It has to be the first or the main event.
Listen, like going in, we've talked about Kenny Omega Christian. Great match. It's going to be good. I know it is, but we also know it's not really the main event, It doesn't feel like it's the main event match. And I think that's why they did this. They were like, oh, we've got something else that you can feel like is the main event.
Yeah.
This is going to be great. Rob says could be worse. He could capitalize every word in every sentence.
Oh my God, Rob.
I will be that guy for the next month just for you, Rob, on Twitter.
That's fair.
I probably won't get any more retweets because I said that. Yeah, they can make the AEW title match that was seen on Friday, the main event with Punk on the card. There's options. We've talked, man. I do feel like a lot of people are saying Punk's coming in just to put these guys over. Remember, Punk never really got to see his full potential either. He never really got to have that full reign that he wanted. He never got to say, like, I'm holding the belt and I feel good about it. He wasn't in all the main events. He didn't get to do it. I think CM Punk is potentially going to become your AEW champion. The question is when, and me and Casey went back and forth with that last night.
Bro, I hope he gets that championship because do you have any idea how nice it'll be to see him with a real championship belt and not a piece of shit toy?
Well, he was supposed to be the one to usher in that new championship, but apparently they saved that for someone else.
Yeah.
And shout out to Popo in the chat. He said, good to see Punk back and happy. Me and Popo go way back. He knows I was a CM Punk fan way back in the day. So I got to show you some love, Po. I appreciate you coming in here, man. Cole Cabana and CM Punk reunion next Wednesday. I don't know about that, Ace. I don't know.
They might want to iron some things out backstage before they do that.
Yeah. I think the last time I heard, I think they were cool, but they just weren't as cool as they used to be. Like, it was just kind of like, okay, we're good. Cool. We'll drop this. Will Omega versus Punk main event in the New York show? I don't think you can get to that match that quick. This is what we were talking about. So me and Casey were running through, like, who are the next few people lined up to be champion? And we had theories before. Now you're throwing in Punk, Bryan, rumors of other people being signed today. Like, who knows? We've heard Braun Strowman may be signed. We've heard, I almost called him Professor Buddy Love. Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy now changed his name. If you guys saw his promo on Twitter, there's a lot of people who could be coming in, and Bray Wyatt is also rumored to be out there. What happens to the Hangman? What happens to MJF? What happens to all these other names that we could go through and keep mentioning? There's going to be people put on the back burner a little bit. There's going to be people who are going to still be propped up and their positions are fine. Lots going on here, Casey. Is it time maybe to introduce another set of belts? Is it time to maybe have a trios tag title? I don't know. What do you think of all this?
No.
No to everything, or no to
no to a trio, another belt. No. I think it's fine. I think guys are getting there, going to have opportunities to shine. I think, yes, some guys should, if Punk wins the belt, he should take it off MJF. I'm okay with that, Rob. But yeah, some guys are going to get shuffled to the back burner a little bit. But some guys are. Buddy, what's the problem? Some guys are going to rise to the occasion, and you have these megastars like Punk, Bryan, possibly Bray coming into the fold, and a lot of people are worried, like, oh, well, you're screwing over these other guys like Heyman and MJF and whatever, yada, yada, blah, blah. The thing is, if they're good enough, they will rise to the occasion, and I think AEW has shown us that they are willing to give the right guys the opportunities. And the Darbys, the MJFs, the Hangmans. I can't wait to see them in the ring cutting promos against the likes of Punk, Bryan Danielson. I think it's going to be amazing, and it's only going to elevate those guys in the long run rather than hurt them, which a lot of people think is the guys that we love aren't the ones that are going to get hurt by these guys coming in, these big names coming in. It's guys that are wrestling on dark that, dark elevation that are going to get bumped. And no offense, but who cares? I'm sorry.
Listen, if you were selling more, you would be in the spot, I guess. You know what I mean? I think that this is time for people to look at their character, too, and potentially revise. And shout out to Tokyo and Ori. Ori said she wants to see Punk pass Serena Deeb backstage and say, you look familiar. I feel like I know you. And she should just say, we should have a drink sometime. And that would be even better. Straight edge society, man. Good stuff.
And he should be like, you ever think about shaving your head?
That would be good too. You look good, bald. And then he can run into Festus. I think I helped you too before at one point in time.
Biscuits and gravy.
We got Punk. If we get Bryan and Cole, Cole could be the other name too. I forgot about that. Adam Cole said he's not getting rid of his Twitch. That could be the rumored name. Tony has me at his will. Pause. I want a trios and women's tag when it's time. It's got to be right. I could see a trios title happening with how many 6-man teams you have. I just want it done right if you're going to do it. Chris DeZuba, good to see you out of the treehouse, my friend. What is going on, brother? I want Darby Allin and Bray feud. That would be phenomenal too, but you got to remember, you don't want to keep beating Darby too because he is a ratings draw at this point. I don't know if people know that, but Darby Allin equals money. Never thought about the D factor. Rob said these signings will elevate everyone if done right, especially Bryan. He's just a guy who, win or lose, just loves to wrestle. I want to see him and Garcia link up ASAP, though. That will be a great match. They let them get technical. Doc Dangley. Don't get me started with the Good Brothers right now. In my opinion, she did look great with the shaved head. Facts.
Big facts.
Serena Deeb looks good no matter what.
Woman of 1,000 holds. She's all right.
Yeah, she looks good no matter what, in the ring and out of the ring. But Casey, we have more than just Punk on this show, right?
What?
We have more than just Punk on this show.
I kind of blacked out.
I was on cloud 9. That's what I felt like.
Don't worry though. You know I came back for my girl.
I felt like I was in the treehouse with Chris. That's how much of a cloud I was on, just floating away, getting into this. Let's talk this semifinal tag team eliminator, Private Party versus Jurassic Express. First thing I have to talk about, the intern. He was definitely feeling the Jurassic Express theme. I don't know if it's because I played it and I'm always like, oh, look, it's a dinosaur. He loves this team. He looked up, it was just, first off, noodles everywhere. And he was just like, yeah, I like this. I like this guy. I like who's the boy who's riding with him and the little guy running around dancing. I like this. So he was mesmerized by this. I'm a big Private Party fan. I know some people, I love their antics, the foolishness. I want Matt Hardy to wear the do-rag they bought him. That's all I ask, Matt. Put on the do-rag. But they're out there doing their thing. I love the entrances. Young Bucks come out. Brandon Cutler in the Zuba sweatsuit brings them their own personalized chairs. He's spraying it with whatever that stuff is. And the Young Bucks are watching. But we also see the Varsity Blondes are in the crowd. And we also have the Lucha Bros in the crowd. Interesting. And I love that they care about the tag division. This is the best tag division in pro wrestling. Don't at me. Don't speak to me. I don't want to hear it. This is the best tag division, in my opinion. Casey, any thoughts on this match when we went into it?
No.
You this was a great match. Like, were you not paying attention?
No, it was a great match. The right team won. I mean, Jungle Boy, it's hard to have a bad match when Jungle Boy's involved, especially. Like, he's a future star and someone that I hope to see those big name signings like tango with, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love to see some mix up with Jungle Boy. And I would love to see Jungle Boy even like get on the microphone and try and go toe to toe with these guys. Jungle Boy, don't be afraid, bro. I don't care. Like, I read rumors, people trying to say he was afraid to get on the mic. I don't think he is. I think Jungle Boy just needs to practice, get your reps in, bro. Say what you want to say, feel out the crowd, do your shit, man.
Only one way to get better.
That is true. Dude, this match was great. I love there was great high flying from Luchasaurus. He seemed like he's toned down the high flying a little bit. Do you agree with that?
Little bit. I know I had mentioned to you yesterday. I do want to see him start incorporating more like big man power moves. It's one thing that I really hope Paul White can help backstage with these big men. Is teaching them how to really use their size and whatnot. Just don't get me wrong. I love Luchasaurus flipping around and doing some high flying stuff, but you know, big men got a big man, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Jungle Boy was great in this. Listen, I told you I didn't take a lot of notes. I love when Matt Hardy and Marco Stunt got involved in this too, and Matt Hardy just rips Marco Stunt off. I don't know what it is, bro. I love Marco Stunt getting beat up. It's just a glorious thing in any match. He just rips him off the top rope. He gets knocked down. That DDT that they hit on Isaiah Cassidy, Jungle Boy spiked him, bro. It looked like he was done. Dunskies. Great move. They end up getting the victory. What is the name of their finisher? I thought it was called the Extinction. Maybe they changed the name of it. I don't know.
I think they did, but
I think it's called something else. It's Jurassic Extinction. I don't know. But that move is badass. That flip into a power bomb, that looked brutal on Mark Quinn too. Like, he took it like a champ.
They should call it the asteroid. Because that's what killed the dinosaurs.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, that is something different to call it. They should
call it the Chris Pratt.
Come on. Shout out to that movie that I will not say because I don't know if I can get in trouble for saying it. But I am a big fan of JP. He admitted he hides when it's pre-tape time. Laugh out loud. I need heel Hollywood Jack Perry with Anna Jay by his side eventually. Book it, Rob. We got it. The ice cream was a CM Punk chocolate covered vanilla bean ice cream bar. Listen, bro, there's no such thing as a bad ice cream bar for the most part. Unless you come in with some nasty flavor, that's personal preference. There's no such thing really as bad. Most people like ice cream unless you
nothing wrong with some chocolate covered vanilla.
That's right. That's how you got beautiful people like me in the world. I'm all about mixing it up. All about it.
That's right, my man.
So this was great. I love it. Jurassic Express are in the finals. It's just who do they face? Varsity Blondes, Lucha Bros. I'm pretty sure going into this for Dynamite, Derek said he's taking the Lucha Bros, and I agree with him. Casey, do you have a preference on who meets them in the finals?
Lucha Bros all day, and I think again this is something we talked about off street. The Lucha Bros need to win this thing.
I think they can.
I told you how I would write it.
Do you want to throw the theory out there?
The way I would write it, I'm not saying this is how it's going to play out, but I'm just saying the winner of this tournament faces the Young Bucks in a cage match, and I'm just saying if the Lucha Bros get in there for the titles, somehow, some way, you could have Andrade and Chavo somehow help them win the titles off the Young Bucks, thus convincing them to join, because there's that power struggle between Pac and Andrade over the Lucha Bros right now, trying to persuade them to come over. I just think that'd be a cool way to do it. You have Andrade and Chavo somehow help them win the cage match. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at what we've done for you.
I like it. Listen, you got options. I still think Proud and Powerful are the team that should take him off of them in the end when it comes to it, but I'm all with it, bro. I'm with it. Josh Burton in the house. What's going on? Josh Burton from Everything College Basketball. Make sure you check him out. He's got some good stuff coming up for the upcoming season. Just recently dropped a podcast. Show him some love. Legoat also in the house. What's going on, Legoat? Thank you for joining us. Don Callis cuts a quick promo here with Kenny Omega on Christian Cage. I like that Don got so frustrated. He's like, Kenny, tell him what you're going to do. Tell him what you're just going to do. And Kenny cuts a quick promo. I like that he's angry, though. He's not playing these games. He's not trying to be funny right now. He's pissed off that he lost to Christian. I like it. I'm with it. I wonder if we could see title versus title. We still got a couple weeks before the pay-per-view, so we'll have to see how things portray themselves out when it comes to this. Casey, I know you're happy to talk about this next match. This wasn't much of a match, though. Your girl, though, Jade Cargill with Smart Mark Sterling. I love that name. Versus Kiera Hogan, the former Impact Wrestling two-time tag team champion. Not much to see here. Jade did exactly what she said she was going to do.
That's right. That's right. That's my girl. Jade Cargill is the future of this division. I love her, and I love Britt Baker. DMD.
I can always hear him say it with the finger. I don't know what it is.
but yeah, Jade Cargill has such a bright future. She looks amazing. She's awesome. Keep having her dominate, and she just keeps getting better.
Yeah, Jade Cargill does a great job. She gets the quick win here with I can't even think of what Beth Phoenix's finisher was called now.
The Glam Slam?
Glam Slam, basically. I don't know if she has a different name for it, Jade Cargill, but she's money, man. She looks like money. She's crushing it with the promos. And Smart Mark Sterling just works with her. I like it. I would like to see him actually build more of a stable with more potential customers in there. Matt Hardy has like 8 tag teams. Why don't you take one, Mark Sterling? That's all I'm going to say.
Seriously.
Take some of those people. Fun. We get the CM Punk highlight shown because why wouldn't you show CM Punk again and again and again coming back on the show? Because you've got the coup that you guess who won the pony. AEW's got it, and they're going to keep showing it off. They run down the card for Dynamite on Wednesday. We will be live this Wednesday, so if you like what you're hearing from us now, make sure you subscribe to the channel, show us some love, hit that like button, and get ready to go over everything with us when it comes to this show. And last but not least, we get Mark Henry backstage. He interviews Jon Moxley and Daniel Garcia. Casey, last week we talked about this on the phone. You had some reservations for how they did the interview. How did you think it went this week with Mark Henry? Better?
I don't need this. I do not need this segment. It looks like this is going to be like an ongoing thing with Rampage. I do not need it, man. I don't need Mark Henry going backstage and interviewing the people in the main event right before the main event. It takes up too much time. I'd rather just get an extra few minutes for the match. Like I don't, at this point, we're at the main event. I don't need more promo to build up the main event that's about to happen. We're good. I don't like it.
And I don't think you're wrong at all when it comes to feeling that way. I feel like this is like an old school tactic. I don't know what promotion did this. I don't know if it was WWF in the 80s or if it was like UWF maybe or Mid-South. But Mark Henry saying it's time for the main event. It's an 80s throwback. And I feel like Mark Henry wanted to always say that. And Tony was like, yeah, let's try and see if we can build up some of the matches with it. Hopefully it's something that they can try to keep refining. Maybe they can make it work eventually. But the main event is Jon Moxley, Daniel Garcia. Moxley and Garcia, I thought it was a good wrestling match for the time they had. This one, I feel like it went like 7 minutes, 10 minutes, not even.
I don't even think it was that long. Yeah, it could have been 10 minutes if they didn't do the interview thing.
Moxley was on his Brock Lesnar shit. All I saw were a lot of German suplexes, and Daniel Garcia uses his technical wrestling to his advantage, starts clubbing Moxley. He goes to lock him in a submission, but Moxley, being the crafty, intelligent veteran that he is, slips out, locks in the bulldog choke, and Garcia's got nowhere to go but to tap out. I like it. It was like leveraging his weight against his. It was very smart how they did it. Moxley gets the dub, man.
Yeah.
For it.
I mean, yeah, there was no other way that this was going to go. Don't get me wrong. I like Garcia. He's definitely got, I think, a bright future. But just at this point.
Shout out to BJ reminding us that Smart Mark Sterling does have another person he manages, the GCW Universal Champion, I think is what he wants to call it, Matt Cardona, under his services. I love that he's doing that. What a heel in GCW. And I guess I'll throw this to you too, Casey. Matt Lopez wants to know, do you think Rampage broke over 1 million viewers tonight? They hit 700,000 last week. I usually don't I don't really give a shit about the ratings. If I enjoy it, I enjoy it.
I'm not sure. I'll say yes. That's my prediction. Yes.
I'm going to say they hit 1 million on the low end.
I thought you were just going to say exactly. 1 million people exactly.
I should say that. And then maybe I'll get put on some big podcast if it hits that number. I like Mark Wegman. I don't know who you're referring to.
I think he's saying he likes the Mark segment, the Mark Henry.
Oh, the Mark Henry segment? Okay. When I was at Rampage last week, I could not hear the interview. I would let him know that on Twitter, though, so that way you can know. Could you hear the other stuff, B-Boy Skyline? I like wrestlers spitting. I hope you mean raps, bro. And we don't want to talk about that right now either. I dig the Mark segment. He's going to be mean Mark Henry. Okay.
Maybe I would like it more if it wasn't right before the main event, like right before the match. Like I don't know.
For the main event, that's what they're selling right there. When it comes to it, we all know Kenny Omega didn't lose at Triple Mania. That is true, Ace. Kenny Omega still got big things happening for him. J Hub, what's going on? Stopping in to say what up, and Shell, yeah. The Chowder. Yeah, I thought I was the only one who didn't like Mark Henry backstage because it shows how he isn't comfortable having to talk on his own. But J-Hub, this is also his first time getting the chance to do stuff like this.
It is true. Similar to what I said earlier about Jungle Boy. Only one way to get better. It's true, but I'm just saying, I personally don't like the timing of it. He can still do his main event thing from the table.
Okay, Cardona is going to bring respect to that company. You guys better chill out with that. For these GCW fans come in here and I can't stop them with their pizza cutters. Hashtag Red Death. Oh, Jocelyn saying 2 million, she thinks. 1.5 million. Okay, people, throw them out there, man. Not really, man. The crowd was live. Yeah, this was another great crowd. And shout out to CM Punk, too, for mentioning Britt Baker in his promo. Like, that was just cool shit to do. So after the match, of course, 2.0 hop in the ring. They got to put the beat down on Kingston. Eddie Kingston's getting beat down. Moxley's getting beat down. Who comes to save the day? It's Darby Allin and his dad, Sting. They come down and they put an ass whipping on everybody there. Stinger splashes for everybody. Scorpion death drops, coffin drops. Put them in the coffin. Boom. They're just flying everywhere on people. And that's how the show ends. And the crowd went home happy tonight. I like that. That was a good feeling.
Sure. For sure. I could go without 2.0, but okay.
Right. And Matt Lopez letting us know ROH fan night 1 of Glory by Honor was a great show. Tomorrow night 2 with cage match with Taven and Vinny. That should be good. It's Dad. I love it that everybody's getting used to that from us on here. Fun show. Casey, is there anything you want to 2.0? 2.0 is mad annoying, and I love them. Yes.
With their stupid Nasty Boys jackets. That's what they are. They're the Nasty Boys jackets.
They are the modern day Nasty Boys, and I'm okay with that. You need teams like that who are just there.
Oh, man.
Just there to get it in. Casey, what do you want to get into here with the final thoughts, though, man, of this show?
The final thoughts is I could not be happier to be a fan of pro wrestling. Like, I am so ecstatic that Punk is back. With more on the way to AEW. It was a long time coming, and I freaking love that Punk is back. That's really all I can say.
Did you censor yourself?
Me?
Yeah, did you just censor yourself?
I did.
You are such a nice guy. Doesn't that 1 and 2.0 look like Nick Jonas? Jocelyn, if you ever go to AEW, put that on the sign. Just put his face over Nick Jonas's face.
He does not look like Nick Jonas.
I still want her just to put that on the sign now.
She can. But as someone who loves the Jonas Brothers, I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to say that.
They're telling me to end this stream now, Casey. No, I'm kidding. I
just got word that we lost all of our listeners after Casey admitted he likes the Jonas Brothers.
We're down to one. We're down to one in the chat. Everybody's in the chat laughing. I appreciate you guys tonight, man. We have fun talking pro wrestling, and truthfully, I just want to end this kind of on a positive note when it comes to first this podcast. I love you guys each and every week. The podcast is doing well. It's growing. That's what keeps me doing this right now. It's just great to talk pro wrestling with my friends. Pro wrestling has always been something that I said today that has bonded me with people. It's a big reason why me and Casey are friends. Me and all of you guys in the chat are friends. I've got wrestling stories with all of you. B-Boy Skyline. I remember ordering Great American Bash in 05, I think, with you. What a shitty pay-per-view, but I remember watching it with you, had a good time. It was a shitty pay-per-view, but we were just laughing at stuff, making fun of it. We watched One Night Stand together, too. I remember this stuff. And someone just told me to check the Young Bucks bio, so we're going to do this live while we're on air. But I love everybody who comes out for the Twitch streams, the video game stuff. We're going to do a review of SummerSlam tomorrow. So if you guys are in here tonight, I want you guys to be here. That should be amazing, amazing stuff. Where are the Young Bucks? I don't think I follow them. Yes, I do.
Boom. There we go.
Thank God we started AEW and are responsible for bringing CM Punk back to wrestling. Douchebags.
There we go.
I love them.
Punk and the Doctor.
Britt Baker. Maybe he's just trying to get some free work done. This guy. And CM Punk being back. CM Punk, one of my all-time favorites as well. Really helped save wrestling for me sometimes when you were in those dark periods of 2010, the Nexus get beat. You just have no hope for anything. John Cena's going to be the champ forever. Punk brought you out of that, listen, I'm just as good. Give me the microphone. I can do this. Just give it to me and let me run with the ball. They did it. And I've never looked back since that day. I'm like, this is the guy who could do major things in pro wrestling. It's not just Ring of Honor. It's not just OVW. It's not just him in IWA, wherever you've seen CM Punk first. This man is great. He elevates people who he knows are on top of their game. He's not afraid to speak his mind. I'm sure we're going to have some moments where it's yeah, Punk cussed somebody out. It's going to happen. That's just what it is. And those situations will come. We'll deal with them as they come. But I'm happy CM Punk is back in pro wrestling. We waited 7 effing years for this, and I'm happy that it's finally happened.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to leave that there. Guys, if you like AEW, like I said, make sure you join us every Wednesday for our Dynamite live streams. Me, Derek, Rob, and several others. We come in here. We just talk Dynamite. Join us for that. Tomorrow, though, SummerSlam, we will be doing a review of the show. I'm interested to see what happened with everything that's going on. So make sure you are locked back here with everything pro wrestling. For myself and the one and only Mr. Casey Briggs, we are out. Peace.
Moose knuckle.